Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 59th Annual George Waugh Scholar Leader Athlete Awards event, proudly presented by the Delaware Valley Chapter of the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame. My name is Steve Tuckerson, and I am honored to be your virtual Master of Ceremonies for the evening. Normally, I would be standing at a podium during this welcome, introducing each of the awardees and Scholar Leader athletes, decked out in tuxedos, into a hotel ballroom filled with family and friends. Well, as we all know, nothing about the past year has been normal, and this year's dinner is no exception. But while we have been forced to go virtual in 2021, we are excited about the opportunity it has presented to provide one heck of an event. Tonight, we will once again recognize the Eunice Kennedy Shriver Champion Award, the Jack Millard Official of the Year, the Hank Johns Coach of the Year, the George O'Gorman Contribution to Amateur Football recipient, and the signature award of the evening, the Robert F. Cacciola Distinguished American. But tonight is the Scholar Leader Athlete Awards event, and we are very proud to honor the area's top Scholar Leader athletes in the youth, high school, and collegiate ranks. It is what truly drives our passion for this event, and we hope that you will enjoy the virtual format, the interview-style content, and of course the announcement of our top 3 scholarship winners at the conclusion of the night. So without further delay, let's get started. It's my pleasure to welcome the President of the Delaware Valley Chapter, Mr. Eric Hamilton.
Good evening, families, friends, and guests. What a year it's been since our last Scholar Leader Athlete event. It's a credit to our young people that they have been able to navigate through these uncharted waters and still maintain all the values needed to be a member of the Delaware Valley Chapter's 2021 team. This year's 59th Annual George Waugh Scholar Leader Athlete event continues to be a tribute to George's dedication and passion for the young people being honored. As always, the top team in the Delaware Valley is our chapter team. And thanks to the efforts of our membership, we have been able to make this event happen virtually. In tough times, good people step up and go the extra mile. A big thank you to Nassau Communications and Ken Fisher for once again putting together our terrific dinner journal. And the scholarships our Scholar Leader athletes receive this evening do not happen without the help of our chapter sponsors who will be introduced to you during the course of the evening. Thank you for helping us continue to promote the good in our game and our community. Special thanks to Ocean Video Productions for producing this event. Harry Ferrone and Ethan Noble, you're the best. You will be able to see these awards by going to our website, www.delvalfootballfoundation.com. And thanks to Rick Taylor, who keeps us going in the right direction with his website updates. And special thanks to our writers Joe O'Gorman, Rich Fisher, and Mike Olshan for putting into words all the good things about tonight's honorees. Special thanks to our Secretary-Treasurer, Dr. Jim Ball, and of course our host and the man who makes this production and the TD Club go, Steve Tuckerson. But in the end, the man who makes this event happen, who pulls us all together, sometimes kicking and screaming, our own Mr. Ron Hearn. These gentlemen are the heartbeat of our chapter. With all that has gone on, we do make note of our losses. The chapter will miss Mr. Sam Cortina, longtime chapter board member and football official. We will also miss Jim Pito, the outstanding Hightstown athletic director. These men were outstanding in working with our student athletes. The Delaware Valley chapter tried to remain active this year, remotely honoring Players of the Week through the 12th Man Touchdown Club. Unfortunately, the 24th Annual Sunshine Classic was a casualty last summer, and this year's game has also been canceled. This game is one of the more successful ventures in raising funds for the Sunshine Foundation Dream Lift and Chapter Scholarship Fund, thanks to hard work of Jack Dunn and his committee. On a sad note, Jack has retired from the All-Star Game as he plans to move on with his family. Jack, we cannot thank you enough for all you've done for high school football in our area. All the best. That brings us full circle back to our highlight event. The game of football, fairly or unfairly, has been taking some hits. But as those of us who have been involved in this game know, it's how you handle being knocked down. What we choose to do is promote and accent all the good in our game, especially in a year that we have just been through. Thank you again to our scholarship sponsor team, PSE&G, AIG, Pan American Life, New Jersey Manufacturers, and South Jersey Industries. They help us salute all levels of our game in the Delaware Valley chapter, continuing our legacy of honoring those who stand out among the best. This year's honorees are both leaders on the field and in our community. From youth football to college football, from flag football to high school football, and from Special Olympics to professional sports. Like any strong organization, we need to grow, and we are looking for new faces to get involved. If sponsorship of any of our programs is of interest, please let us know. We encourage everyone here to become a member of the National Football Foundation, and a link to join can be found on our website. Again, www.delvalfootballfoundation.com. Be sure to select Delaware Valley Chapter as your chapter when becoming a member. We also have a link to the National Football Foundation website that we encourage you to visit. It is because of the young men you will meet that make events like this so rewarding. So, congratulations to our Scholar Leader athletes. You have clearly built a record of success. What makes this recognition so significant is the conditions under which it was achieved. The National Football Foundation has become the voice of football across the country, promoting not only accomplishments on the field, but off the field as well. The College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta is an outstanding tribute to those who have played the game. We now present a short video to share a message from the National Football Foundation, followed by a brief message from Ron Dilatush, NFF Director of Membership and a former West Windsor and University of Delaware standout.
At the National Football Foundation, we build leaders through football.
Where you truly understand how to become a member of a team.
You get knocked down, you get back up, and you continue to strive and reach for the goals that which you set for yourself.
We recognize the scholar athlete.
Playing well on the field, but at the same time understanding that the true game of life is all about excellence off the field.
It's just gratifying to be part of something that does something good for young people.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Ron Dilatush, and I'm the Director of Membership for the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame. And on behalf of our Chairman Archie Manning and our President and CEO Steve Hatchell, I want to congratulate all of the honorees that we're recognizing today. You know, today marks the 59th anniversary for the Delaware Valley Chapter and their Scholar Leader Athlete event. And every year, this is a highlight event in the National Football Foundation and for our chapter system. Now, I really wish I could be there in person to greet you all and congratulate you. I'm a 1978 graduate of West Windsor Plainsboro High School, and I still have lots of friends and family in the Mercer County area, and I would love to visit with all of them now. But, you know, with the vaccine making its way through the country, we're really starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel for this terrible pandemic. I want to congratulate all of the scholar athletes that are being recognized today. You talk about perseverance and determination. This has certainly been a very challenging year for each and every one of these young men, and they've really stood out for their achievements. And I just want to say congratulations, guys, an awesome job, and I want to wish you the best of luck. In addition, I want to congratulate all the parents and the grandparents and teachers and coaches of these young players. You know, without your support and encouragement, I'm sure they would all agree that they wouldn't be where they are today without your support. Congratulations to all of the adult honorees that we're recognizing today. Your participation and support of this great game of football in the Mercer County area means everything. I also want to give a special recognition and shout out to Eric Hamilton and Ron Hearn and all the dedicated leaders of the Delaware Valley Chapter. 59 years this chapter has been honoring high school and college football in Mercer County, and they are one of the oldest chapters in the NFF chapter system. You know, way back in 2001, we honored Eric Hamilton with our Chapter Leadership Award, and that's the highest award that we give to any of our local volunteers. Now here we are 20 years later, and Eric is still steering the ship of this great chapter. He's an amazing leader and a very dear friend, and I just want to thank Eric and all the rest of his team for all the great work that they do. Again, I wish we could all be together to celebrate this amazing event. I'm really looking forward to being with you next year, hopefully. So once again, on behalf of the National Football Foundation, congratulations to all of the scholar athletes, all of the honorees, and everybody that supports this great game. Best of luck to you all.
Special thanks to Ron Dilatush, who often makes the trip from Texas for this annual event, and thanks as always to Coach Hamilton for his leadership during this turbulent year. And with that, let's turn our attention to our first award of the evening, the Delaware Valley Chapter Little Scholar Award. This year's winner is from the Bordentown Bulldogs program. Not only is he a standout on the gridiron, helping to lead his team to a championship last fall, Harrison is a two-time All-Star on the basketball court. He has been student council president and is a member of the concert band, jazz band, art club, and chess club. Harrison sat down recently with Mike Olshan from the Delaware Valley chapter to discuss this award.
Thank you, Steve. We're back with Harrison Curtiz, our chapter's Little Scholar of the Year. Harrison is an outstanding football player for the Bordentown Bulldogs program. Harrison, tell us, there's a long list of people who have won this award and gone on to great high school and beyond. Tell us what this award means to you.
This award's important to me because it feels good to be recognized for your on and off the field production. It's nice when you feel that you have done something, you feel accomplished from it.
Tell us a little bit about some of your other interests, beyond football, because I know there's quite a few.
Well, I like to play basketball, I collect sports cards, and I play video games.
Favorite video game?
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned sports cards. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you've got your own business.
Yes.
Right? Started when you were a couple years ago when you were
Yep.
Probably in elementary school almost, or maybe just starting middle school.
Yeah, it's like about just starting middle school.
But here's your chance to kind of get the name out. Tell me about your business and what you do.
So my business, we sell mostly football, and it started.
First of all, who's we? We got to get
Me and my dad.
first. That's right. First
Yeah.
lesson of marketing. We got to get the name out as much as possible. What's the name?
Me and my dad, our business is called HJK Sports Cards,
Okay.
and we do mostly football, and we sell at the a little inn right by our house.
Mhm.
It's once a month, and we've been doing it for a couple of years now.
Anything you learned from doing this that you
Definitely
can
learn like negotiating skills, skills.
Sure.
I would like to thank my parents, my coaches, my teammates, and everyone that supported me through my athletic and academic career.
Goals for beyond, and once you get to high school, which will probably be at Bordentown, you said?
Yes.
What do you want to eventually do? I know it's early, but if you had to think of something you wanted to do beyond high school and go to college for, any ideas yet?
My biggest dream would definitely be to go professional in any kind of sport or just have any job in any kind of like sporting field. But if that does not work out, I would definitely like to go into some technological, like coding.
Why that?
I just find it very interesting.
Sure, and make your own video games down the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you and congratulations, Harrison.
Thank you.
It's a big honor to win this award, I'm sure, as you know, and we're very happy to recognize you as a very deserving chapter award winner for this year.
Thank you.
Again, we're here. This was Harrison Curtiz from the Bordentown Bulldogs, and we congratulate him on our chapter Little Scholar Award.
Congratulations once again to Harrison. Next on the agenda is the Eunice Kennedy Shriver Champion Award. This year's recipient is David Wardell. David has been an active member of the Special Olympics for over 15 years, where he has helped his teams win several gold medals, served as a committee member in the Atlantic, Cumberland, and Cape May counties, and on the state committee for softball. David sat down recently with Keith Glock from the Delaware Valley chapter to discuss this award.
Thanks, Steve. We're now here with Eunice Kennedy Shriver Award winner David Wardell. David, congratulations.
Thank you.
What does this award mean to you personally?
I mean, it means a lot. I'm privileged that they nominated me for this award because I thought I would never get nominated for something big like this in Special Olympics.
What do you like most about playing football?
I mean, I like going out there on Sundays, playing with my friends, playing against my friends. It's just having fun.
Outside of playing football, what kind of other stuff do you like to do?
I mean, I like going to the beach, boardwalks, hang out with friends, family.
Anybody else that you would like to thank?
I mean, I like to thank my coaches, my family. They mean a lot to me.
Blank canvas for you as you look back on all the things you're involved with Special Olympics. What are the things that have been the most impactful and most meaningful for you?
I mean, I'm on the Special Olympics like South Park area committee and all that. I just like giving back to the Special Olympics.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, I think it's fun. It's nice what they're doing for us, and I just like playing sports.
Well, I want to thank you and wish you the best of luck as you move forward.
Our next award recipient has lived a football journey that is not uncommon. After a standout career at Hamilton West and Kean University, Justin Johnson was looking to stay involved in the sport. He did what many others have done. He turned in his game jersey for one with black and white stripes. Justin rose quickly through the ranks, earning the opportunity to work 2 state championship games within the first 4 years as a certified official. He is a deserving selection as the Jack Millard Official of the Year, and he talked with Keith Glock about his award.
Thanks, Steve. Want to congratulate and welcome our Jack Millard Officials Award winner, Justin Johnson. Justin, how are you?
Doing great, thank you very much. How are you?
Good, congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
A tight end for Hamilton West,
I was.
way back in the Stone Ages when we were all involved in this. Talk a little bit about your high school career and what you remember fondly.
2001, I started tight end as a sophomore. We went to the state finals. Actually, it was a big storm. We were supposed to play at Rutgers. Big storm happened. We ended up getting a home game. Played against Middletown South. We came up short. 21-14, I think, was the final. Junior year, we played North Hunterdon, I believe it was, up at their place. And in my senior year, we played semifinals against Red Bank Catholic. So pretty seasoned in the playoffs of NJSIAA.
No doubt. Big times back then.
Right,
Certainly.
Yeah.
And then made the decision to go on and play collegiately at Kane. Talk
Yes.
about that decision and kind of everything that went into that.
Yeah, I went to Kane, also through the discus for the track and field team. From then on, graduated from Kane. Still around, hometown guy, and living. Got a daughter, she's 9. Other than that, man, same old stuff for me. Got into football for maybe around 2011, right before my daughter was born. And I tried to start, my brother was officiating in Philadelphia. He got me going to their Pop Warner program there. I said, yeah, it's something I'd like to do. So I started with that. And the rest is history, man. I'm here now.
When you were a player, did you ever think you were going to officiate when you were a
I
player?
did not. As a player, it's a different ball game as a player. Once you become an official, you learn things that you didn't know about the game. So you're like, man, if I knew that when I was playing, I would have been able to,
For sure.
Right, different rules and different, parts of the game that you don't know as a player, you really pick up as an official. So it's really a tale of two times.
The role that you play as an official, it's so impactful on the lives of kids who don't usually give a thought to the officials until they're probably upset about a decision that any of us make out there. Just the notion of fair play and ensuring that everything out there is kind of on equal footing for the kids. How important is a notion like that to you when you step out there?
It is very important because I see myself and some of those kids every time I go out on the field. So I'm like, wow, I understand what he's going through right now. I was there in that position, and it's really great for me to see it from a different aspect of the game. I'm talking to the kids constantly like, hey, try to do this, try to do that, try to, get, a certain way of the game to try to give them some type of, knowledge that they don't have right now as a player, as I was as a player. So for an official to, pull a kid over to the side while we're in the game and say, hey, try to step this way so you don't get caught with, maybe a hold or maybe, a clip or a block on the back. Try to, do different things to keep yourself out of trouble in the game. But it's great. I love it, and that's one of the great points that I love about officiating.
You kind of just talked about a great segue to where I wanted to go next anyway, because you're talking about essentially positive communication skills between officials and players, and certainly the best officials are very good communicators with both the sideline and with the kids on the field. Your ability to do that and those skills, talk a little bit about that. And how important, those are, in your eyes to not only officiating a good game, but, maybe kind of helping a kid out in a situation where he didn't even realize maybe, I didn't mean to do something there.
Right. For me, I feel, at times I feel like a unicorn type of official because I'm not that old in age. I'm still able to be in tune with everything that's going on with their generation. So it's, I hear them say certain things. I hear them reference certain things like music or something like that. Anything that doesn't have to do with football, I'm able to click in and tap into the kids pregame when they're talking. I'm like, hey, I like, your socks or your cleats, or those are the, I don't know, whoever cleats there are, or, the special player, or those the Pat Mahomes cleats, or those are the Pat Mahomes, back plate or something like that. Give them something to say, wow, you really understand me as a player, but also as an adolescent?
The officiating high school athletics is, every game is the Super Bowl for a kid that's playing in that particular game in front of you. And, we know that officials treat, every game like that. The good officials do anyway. But it's often a thankless job because a lot of the times the only time people notice you is if they're upset with you.
Right.
And nobody's making $1 million doing that. Talk about what officiating does for you in terms of your sense of giving back to the game, to the sport, to the area, and just kind of how that all ties in with your desire to want to keep doing this.
Right, and that's what it all boils down to. I love still being attached to the game, able to still go out and be around the game, around the atmosphere, and still, see kids come up from the ranks, come up from the Pop Warner ranks. I still officiate Pop Warner. I watch them as, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. I'm saying, hey, that's going to be a good player. Watch them go through the high school level. Some kids I actually keep a track of. I watch them go through college ranks, and I say, hey, that's a Jersey kid. Hey, that's a Mercer County kid. Hey, that's a kid that I officiated. And for me, that's what I love to watch, with kids coming up and growing up and seeing them develop as players.
This has become a little bit of a family affair, as you mentioned, with your brother being an official as well. Right. How cool is that? And that you two guys get to kind of bounce some things off each other and kind of continue your careers parallel in that same kind of way.
Abe has been monumental for me, man. Me and him grew up. We were tight as kids. We're still tight now. He was the Jack Millard Official of the Year last year. So for me to come in a consecutive year and win the same award, and to just talk football every day, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. He'll call me up and say, hey, did you see this game? Hey, did you see that play? What do you think we have there? And for me and him to work together on the same career every week, every day, I couldn't ask for anything else, man.
Schedule of an official requires that you're kind of away from home quite a bit, and people think sometimes you show up and officiate the game and you're there for hours before and then you're debriefing afterwards. And that sometimes pulls us away from some things that are important. Who do you want to thank?
Again, man, I'd like to thank my brother Abe. He's been very influential for me. My mother has always been influential for me. My daughter is a doll, and everybody, all the senior officials that either gave me, any type of tip, any type of feedback from the time that I was a cadet till now, and I still receive information. I thank everybody, man, because I couldn't do it without anybody.
I want to issue another congratulations to the Jack Millard Officials Award winner, Justin Johnson.
Thanks a lot,
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
You want to drive a head coach crazy? Change his routine. Reschedule the game for any day not named Friday or Saturday. That will go over well. But in 2020, change was the name of the game. There were teams who played no games, teams who had extended delays during their season, and others who had to end their season early. Because of this, any number of area head coaches could have received this year's Hank Johns Coach of the Year award. But no one did a better job in 2020 than Robbinsville's Andrew Patterson. Coach Patterson's squad followed up a 9-win season and the second playoff berth in school history with an equally impressive 6-1 record last fall. The Ravens have grown from a team that only won 10 games in Patterson's first 5 years at the helm to a 15-2 juggernaut in the last 2. Coach Patterson discussed the success of his program and more with Mike Olshan.
Thank you, Steve. We're back here with the Hank Johns Memorial Coach of the Year winner, Andrew Patterson from Robbinsville. Coach, congratulations on not just a great season this year, but 2 back-to-back years in general, overall 15-2 over the last 2 seasons. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Second of all, what was the biggest turnaround that you've seen in the Robbinsville program? Because this was a program that struggled for years. Last 2 seasons, outstanding. What do you attribute the turnaround to?
Turnaround, it's multifaceted, obviously. We have kids in the program now, probably the last 4 or 5 years, who have come up through our youth program. They've seen the guys ahead of them find a little bit of success, and success kind of breeds success. Where the numbers have improved in the program. We're deep at multiple positions the last couple of years. So in practice, there's competition, but it's friendly competition. So I think that's one of the things. And consistency. I mean, you know, we went through a stretch at Robbinsville where I guess the kids in the 2010 to 2014 class, 2010 to 2014 class had seen, you know, 3 different head coaches over a 3-year span, myself being the 4th. So, you know, having someone that, you know, who's there that, you know, kind of has seen it through for a little bit, I think has helped some of the kids find consistency, knowing what practice is going to be like, knowing, you know, where they can find, you know, certain staff members in the building. It's become much more, you know, to say probably, we're a family.
So I was going to say, it sounds more like a program.
It sounds like it's a family, it's a program.
Different from year to year.
Yeah, and there's, you know, the last, you know, it's just 7 years now, it's been very consistent in how we do things, traditions, and it's a program.
When did you know, because you're, I believe, the only person who was on board at the very beginning that's still with the program,
Yes.
right, in 2004.
Yes.
So being Mr. Robbinsville football, when did it really, because you were an assistant the first decade of that, when did you really feel it became your program? And, you know, when did it kind of trigger that, hey, Robbinsville football's kind of arrived now, and we don't maybe have to have some of the problems that we've had in our lean years?
Well, yeah, as an assistant, 2004 to 2009, I was there with who I thought was, you know, a very good staff. You know, Jason Gray had come out of the Shore Conference. We had Rich Giltner, another Shore Conference quarterback back in the 90s. We were on the same staff together. And we found success. You know, we had a couple playoff runs. We were always kind of in that mix.
Always known as a tough
group one, group two. Yeah,
small team, but a tough, kind of gritty, defensive-minded team.
You know, then I left for a little bit. You know, did some stuff with Coach Hamilton at the TCNJ. Found myself at Princeton U for a year, and then when the opening came back, I just jumped it. I'm teaching the building. I've been there for so long. You know, why not come back now with what I've learned and try to, you know, reorganize the ship a little bit. And the only thing I would say is I don't really consider it my program. You know, it's the kids' program. The way we explain it to the kids, the same way, you know, when they get their game jerseys, you know, assigned to them as varsity players. If you're wearing number 3 or number 7 or number 9, you're just taking care of that number for a little while. And, you know, I would never say it's my program. It belongs to the kids, the community, the school. I'm just there for as long as I am to, you know, keep a watchful eye over it.
Sure. And when was the first time you felt that it really kind of re-arrived, so to speak? Because as you said, you've had those successes early in your early in Robbinsville's history. But when did you kind of really feel like, okay, we're back now?
You know, I distinctly remember my first year there in 2014, back as the head coach, where during our first homecoming, we had players from the 2004, 5, 6 years come back to you know, some members of the staff, myself, and we had one of our alumni on staff at that point, my first year coaching there, and they came back to a coaching staff they knew. You know, Shea Fahey was on our inaugural team. Great athlete, went on to play at Muhlenberg, and came back as an assistant coach for 3 years. Then his friends would come back for homecoming, and it seemed like, you know, it was part 2, like we had never left. And then just from there, you know, the new kids in the program see that. They see, you know, a class of 2008, 2009, you know, student athlete who's now a doctor or in business back on our sideline. You know, we've got a couple of former players who are now coaching themselves. We had one that was up at Union College for a while. We have one currently at Ithaca College. So, you know, when they come back on a week off and they're on the sideline or they're at practice in the summer, it's got a nice feeling to it.
2020 season was a season like no other. Hopefully, like no other will ever be again. Big challenges for you, and how did you respond team-wise to those challenges?
I mean, the challenges were multi-variable every day. You know, from the summertime, you know, I distinctly remember within like a 24 to 48-hour period getting word from our administration there would be no season, and then it went to there will be a season, then there won't be a season, and then finally it was determined, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this. I really consider it, you know, the greatest season as far as not only Robbinsville has seen, but just in general in my career. Every day was different, but every day you realized the real reason why you were at practice or at the game. You can see the kids who had been quarantined or had done nothing all summer. You could just see how happy they were to be with their friends, how happy they were to play football. Every game felt like a senior night for us because it could have been the last. Yeah. And you always hear people talk about, oh, play like it's your last game or your last play. Like our kids live that. Every game might have been the last one. You could just see the outpouring of emotion, both positive and during games, during practices, pre-game. It was intense. And like I said, there were a couple of hiccups on the road. You had to do the temperature checks and everything, but a very small price to pay for the payoff.
Sure. Coach, anybody in your position can't get there without a great support network to be able to put the time in. Is there anybody you want to thank at this point?
To thank, I've worked under so many great coaches, in my opinion. Coach Hamilton being one of them, giving me a shot at TCNJ to be an assistant for several years toward the end of his career there. The original coaching staff, all the guys I was with at Robbinsville the first time around, who I still talk to, the Jason Grays, the Rich Gildners, the Carmen Magnatas, the Chris Pennas, who Chris is now the AD over at Montgomery, all on that same staff together. Our administration just in the building since I've taken over as the head coach has been unbelievably supportive through the academic side of things, the athletic sides of things, just giving me very little, I guess, pushback if I try to implement something new. Our superintendent this year was wonderful. Our previous superintendents were wonderful as well. I do mention, and the kids kind of know it. It was very special to have Steve Mayer actually hire me to be the third head coach in the Perkins history. Unfortunately, he passed away. It's still something we talk about within the program and how awesome it is to come out to a stadium with his name on it.
Sure.
So a lot of people along the way, got us as a program to this point.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes with us again. Congratulations. We're here with Andrew Patterson, head football coach at Robbinsville High School, and the 2020 Delaware Valley Chapter Hank Johns Memorial Coach of the Year.
Our George O'Gorman Contribution to Amateur Football Award, named in honor of a man who was a fixture in area sports community for over 50 years. His devotion to local sports, especially football, was unmatched. This award is our way of honoring his memory. This year's recipient is a man who has continually given back to the game. A successful high school coach and a former member of our chapter, he has produced numerous successful student athletes. He moved on to a successful stint with Rutgers University football, building and maintaining relationships with the football coaching community. He also was instrumental in helping to bring back and reform the Bill Denny Rutgers Football Letter Winners chapter in Central New Jersey. More importantly, like Oj, he is committed to helping young people. There is no one more deserving than this year's recipient, the new head football coach at the Pingree School, Rick Mance.
I'd like to thank Coach Eric Hamilton and everyone involved with the Delaware Valley Chapter for honoring me today with the George O'Gorman Award. The guys at the Delaware Valley Chapter are certainly the gold standard when it comes to football foundation chapters around our country. What you guys do and the way that you do it to honor our young men is truly remarkable, and I am very, very appreciative, like I said, to be included in today's festivities. It's especially important for me to be winning the George O'Gorman Award. As we know, George was such a key individual when it came to supporting youth athletics here in Mercer County. I was involved with the Sunshine Foundation. We first put it together, and George was so instrumental in rallying support and doing all that he could to support our kids and to get that off the ground. It means a lot to me and my family to have this award named after him. This is truly a special time, as we all know. What we've been through this past year has been absolutely incredible. The fact that the young men being honored today and their coaches, the fact that they were even able to play football this year was remarkable. I'd like to congratulate all of them on being here today and for at least being able to play football this year. We certainly appreciate everyone's efforts. I know how lucky I am in being able to be honored today, and throughout my career, the support that I've gotten, the family and friends that have rallied behind me. I hope that the young men today that are being honored can certainly think about all those folks in their lives who helped them to get where they are today. All of us have been fortunate and have been blessed, especially in a year like this, for us to be able to play ball and to do the things we've been able to do. We've all been very, very fortunate, and like I said, supported by our families. My own family family, the coaches and teachers that influenced me along the way. I think all of us today should think about those folks in our lives who have been such a strong influence for us. And I'd like to ask the young guys in particular to thank all those people that have been so instrumental in your lives, and when possible, to give back, to pay it forward. I'd love for those young guys to be able to be mentors, to be big brothers, to be able to support the next group of guys that are coming in behind you. I think that it's so important as we move forward, especially through times like this, that we all be there for each other and that we all be able to rely on one another. Again, I would like to thank Coach Hamilton and everyone involved in the Delaware chapter for me being honored today. Again, I'd like to congratulate everyone who's being honored. And as we leave here today, I'd like to pray for all of us to enjoy health, happiness, and success. I want to thank everyone again.
Congratulations, Rick, on a very deserving award. And now it is time to present our signature award of the evening, the Robert F. Casciola Distinguished American Award. Coach Bob Casciola was a coach's coach. No one worked harder or cared more about his players in the game than Coach Cass. The former Princeton University football coach and former director of the National Football Foundation is still involved in the game. He and his wife Janet continue to present a scholarship to the chapter each year, and each Scholar Leader athlete tonight will receive a copy of Coach Casciola's book, First and Forever. This year's Robert F. Casciola Distinguished American Award recipient has come a long way. He's paid his dues working in sports media starting back as a student at Trenton State College. What started locally continued to grow, not only in football, but in baseball and basketball as well. He helped grow the Sunshine Classic as a member of our chapter before moving up the ladder into the major leagues in baseball and the NFL. His success is not measured in TV or radio, but in his life. As a terrific husband, right, Meg? A proud parent, and a member of the community who is more than willing to give back. We are honored to present tonight's Robert F. Casciola Distinguished American Award to our very own Tom McCarthy.
Hey guys, thank you very much, and I appreciate this award more than I could ever express in 5 minutes. I was trying to figure out a spot to do this virtually because we've been given so much access and so much creativity in this year of COVID, and I truly believe that we're able to be a little more creative with some of the things that we've done, some of the things that we've been able to accomplish, and some of the fun that we've been able to have with our families and friends, aside from all the issues that we've had over the last 365 days. So I decided to do it outside of Citizens Bank Park, and it's a gorgeous day, and it gives me an idea of just what kind of a year we are going to have, not only as a country, but also as individuals. We're going to have bright blue skies and sunshine for 365 days. For all of you award winners, I was part of the Delaware Valley chapter of the National Football Foundation for a long time, and still feel like I'm part of that family. For all of you award winners, what you have accomplished this year, academically and athletically, is beyond approach. It's just so incredible to see how young people have adapted, have adjusted, and have continued to grow. And that is so important when it comes to not only life, but also your next steps in life. Bob Casciola was a guy that I knew extremely well, so that's why this award means so much to me. And it kind of gives me an idea of what Bob stood for. Bob stood for not only friendship, but he also stood for hard work and perseverance. And he also stood for helping out the guy next to him. And I think that's my biggest message for all of you as you move forward. I've learned over the last 30 years that I've been in the broadcasting business that it's sometimes about your abilities, sometimes it's about your God-given voice, and God has given me and gifted me with a voice that I could not have done on my own. But it's about who you surround yourselves with. I mean, think about the people that are being honored here today, the coaches from the high school level to the Pop Warner level. Think about the impact that they have had not only on the lives of your friends, but also on the lives that they'll have impacts on moving forward. You have surrounded yourself as student athletes with great people, and that is such an important part of your future, whether you realize it or not. Surrounding yourself with great people. And that's one of the reasons why this is such a great honor for me to share an award that has his name on it. he was able to surround himself with not only great people, but also great players and great student athletes. And he did it for such a long period of time. So for all of you out there, as you move forward to the next steps in your life, make sure when you take that next step, you look to your left and you look to your right. Don't worry about who you're competing with to the left and to the right, but understand that the person that is standing to your left and to your right can not only have an impact on you, but also have an impact on the people around you. So surround yourself with great people. I thank you very much. I thank all of you. Think about some of the people that are part of this foundation. Those are the people that I surrounded myself with at a very young age. From Eric Hamilton to Rich Fisher to the O'Gormans, those are the people that I surrounded myself with at a young age. And that is the reason I am where I am today. Congratulations to all the award winners. Congratulations to the chapter as well for being able to conceive such a great event virtually. And I hope to see you all down the road real soon.
Congratulations once again, Rick and Tom, and thank you both for your outstanding messages to these Scholar Leader athletes. And that's where we're going to go next. Let's shine the spotlight on these Scholar Leader athletes. As you've seen already, the virtual format of this event allowed us to conduct interviews with our awardees and incorporate them into what you're watching tonight. What you will see next is a portion of each interview in the interest of time, but we will make the full-length interview available in the comments section of this video at the conclusion of tonight's program. We will start with the collegiate ranks, with the Earl H. Dean Scholar Leader athlete from the College of New Jersey, Mr. Andrew Donahue, to be followed in no particular order by our 21 high school honorees. Here's Andrew and a portion of his interview with Keith Glock.
Thanks, Steve. We want to welcome in and congratulate TCNJ's Earl H. Dean Scholar Leader athlete Andrew Donahue. Andrew, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Talk a little bit about your experience at TCNJ and what being a Scholar Leader athlete means to you.
So, to me, being the Scholar Leader athlete is a big deal because not only is there a great history of athletes that have actually won the award at TCNJ that I haven't met, but I just heard about them, but also working with the student athletes that have actually put me into this position and, you know, made me work harder. And I know all of them are just as equally able to receive this award as I am, but at a way that they were able to push me, and I give them all the credit for being able to put me in the spot where I am today.
The L in this award, it probably shines a little bit brighter for you given the position that you play, two-year starter at the quarterback position for TCNJ. Talk a little bit about kind of how you know, that position, you know, on the football field, you know, whether you like it or not sometimes, you know, you are the leader of everything that happens on one side of the football.
You know, I think it's a great position for people that are able to manage a set of teammates, and you know, at all times we are responsible for everybody on the field. So not only am I responsible for what I'm supposed to do, but I'm also supposed to know what everybody else is. So keeping everybody in line is a fun skill to learn, honestly, and it is extremely important, like you said, to be able to conduct a whole side of the field at one time. It's just, you know, it's been really fun, and I can't wait to take it off the field into personal and professional development, and it's put me ahead of a decent amount of people.
So now you're progressing into the next phase of your life, you know, away from this game that you've played for such a long time. But as you reflect back on your career and just getting started, why football?
So growing up, I played every sport, really. All seasons was basketball and baseball, along with football. But, you know, football is so much different than those sports because no discredit for basketball or baseball, but, you know, those games you play 3 times a week, sometimes even in baseball season when you get rained out 5 times a week. And, you know, it's a lot different than the preparation that goes into a football game where you spend all 5 days of the week preparing a game plan, watching film, developing strategies, and then all leading up to one big moment. You know, I just fell in love with that one day and one chance to attack your opponent.
Certainly not something, you know, having success in the athletic field isn't something that happens by yourself. You know, there's a lot of other people in your life, whether it's your teammates or your coaches or, you know, people outside of your innermost team. When you think about the people that you're most thankful for through this whole process, who do you want to thank?
I got to thank my parents. I got to thank the coaches that I've actually had at TCNJ, along with my high school coaches, because I've still been in contact with them of all sports, so basketball, baseball, football. I want to thank all my friends that have been along with me, heard me complain or, just voice my opinions on certain things. So shout out to all you guys and all my teammates, and along with even the peer mentor program guys and, the other people that have gotten involved with my extracurricular activities and all my other professors and classmates. You guys all have put me through experiences that got me into this situation where I am today to receive such a great award.
And we want to thank the Earl H. Dean Student Leader Athlete Award winner from the College of New Jersey, Andrew Donahue. Andrew, thanks.
Thank you very much.
We're back here with the Notre Dame Chapter Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner, Evan Tritt, who is our representative for 2020. Evan, what does being named Scholar Leader Athlete from your school mean to you?
I believe it means to me being a leader on the field as well as in the classroom, in all aspects of life, being a leader, helping your peers, and leading by example, not by just telling what your peers to do, but leading and showing them exactly what to do.
So 2020 was obviously a crazy season for everybody. Not knowing from day to day whether there was going to be a next game. Even more so for you, obviously, getting injured before the season and not being able to play your senior year. I guess tell us a little bit about that and how that recovery has gone, and also how you were able to maintain that role as team leader despite not being on the field.
Yeah, definitely. It taught me a lot of how to overcome difficulty and difficult situations, of not knowing what the next thing is going to happen, or not knowing what our season is going to turn into, and especially getting injured that year. It was rough to have that season, that shortened season, and not being able to play on the field, but I did everything I could, showing up to every lift, every meeting, every practice, and every game, supporting my guys and teaching them what I know, especially the middle linebacker crew, teaching them everything I learned from the past year. Trying to have them be the best that they can be and turn them into the best players and people that they can be.
The season before 2019, right? So many highs, right? Notre Dame kind of getting back up on that pedestal that it had been in Mercer County years ago and getting a playoff win and going up north to get it.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the best memories of high school, I guess, coming from there.
Yeah, definitely, especially that first playoff win that we had. First playoff win from Notre Dame in 15 years, so that was definitely a big high up there. So the whole team was so excited because we put in so much work over the off season and leading into the season. So definitely all of our guys deserve that.
To get to this point and have the experiences you did in high school, obviously a lot of people you want to thank. Anybody in particular?
Yeah, first off, I would like to thank my parents who've supported me through everything throughout high school and had pushed me to be the best player on the field and the best person that I can be, helping out my teammates and my peers.
Well, Evan, we're glad you're back at 100%, first of all.
Thank you.
Excited that we'll get to see you play again in the county next year. Want to congratulate you again on a well-deserved honor. Again, we're here with Notre Dame's Evan Tritt, the chapter's Scholar Leader Athlete for the Irish in 2020.
Want to welcome our Student Leader Athlete Award winner from Nottingham High School, Elijah Baldwin. Elijah, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, so talk a little bit about what being the Student Leader Athlete Award winner means to you.
It means a lot to me. I'm just thankful for a lot of people, my family, my friends. Thank God, all my coaches for making me who I am today. And without them, I wouldn't be getting this award today.
You're a young man with a lot of athletic ability. You play 3 sports. As you look back, way back when you first started deciding what you wanted to do in the fall, you probably had a lot of options. And
yes.
So why football?
Football, I've been playing football since I was young, and it's been so much fun. All my teammates just make things a lot better, and I just enjoy the sport a lot. I watch it, I enjoy it. It's just it just makes me who I am. And without football, I don't know where I would be today either.
Football, athletics in general, but especially football, there's adversity on every play. Every
yes.
play can be a struggle, right? And for every kind of failure you can have, the next one you can have a victory.
Make up for it. Yep.
talk a little bit about, the lessons that you've learned as an athlete, in playing and that give and take and the back and forth.
I've learned to never give up. No matter what, how much you're down by, like what you're going through, if you're hurting, if you're in pain, you never give up. Because the next play, you can make up for any mistakes you made the entire game, and you can end up winning your team the game, or even winning your team a championship.
Kind of building off of that, you have to be adaptable, to within understanding what your team is trying to accomplish on any given play, and then also reacting to what the other team is doing. So being kind of adaptable to that whole thing and working within a system is a thing that you have to do. And what a metaphor for the last 12 months of our life, right?
Yes.
And being adaptable. Talk about the last year for you and how some of the skills that maybe you learned on the football field have been able to help you adapt in life.
I mean, this last year has been hard because I've been told all my life that your senior year is supposed to be your best year, and not being able to experience it fully has been hard. Even on the football field, we have to wear masks and separate while practicing, and half of our season got cut short. And even in the classroom, not being able to be there with your friends, and it's even harder to learn over a computer. It's been really hard this year.
Being successful at academics, at life, at sports, at football, is not a one-man show. There's a lot of folks that contribute to that. Yeah. In your own personal life, who are the folks that, as you reflect, you'd say, wow, I am most thankful for?
Most definitely my parents. They're always on my back. They're making sure that I'm working hard every single day, either in the weight room or in school. Those are the most two important things to them. And for them to be always on my side, helping me, pushing through for all these years, it's just made me as smart as I am, as helpful, as caring as I am. And yeah, that's just how they're always on my side, and no matter what.
Want to thank and once again congratulate our Student Leader Athlete Award winner from Nottingham High School, Elijah Baldwin.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're here with the Hamilton West Scholar Athlete Award winner for the 2020 season, Mike Nielsen. And Mike, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
It's a great honor to get something like this where you're recognized for more than just your football skills. What does being the Hamilton West winner, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I'm getting recognized for my hard work I've put in. It's an honor,
Absolutely. No, it's been a strange season, to say the least.
It has, yep.
Sure. And especially at Hamilton, where there were some stops and starts during the season. Yep. What was it like being a leader in that environment where you kind of every day, could this have been the end of the season?
I had to keep everybody hopeful. That was my main priority, keeping everybody, we got this. We got to be prepared at any time. Practice every practice like it's your last. Every game could be your last. We got shut down every other week.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of just keeping people hopeful. It was difficult. We pushed through a tough time, and that's something that not too many other people can do. Also, I learned to not take anything for granted. At any time it could be shut down, and that's what happened to us. About a year ago, I was preparing to play a whole season,
right?
And then all of a sudden, we were just getting shut down, and so.
Away from the field, I see that you are a mentor at Coosa Road Elementary School.
I was.
Something. What did you do there, and was that something that you really enjoyed?
I did enjoy working with the kids. I was pretty much, what I would do is I would go there and I would just teach them school lessons, but I really got to connect with the kids and learn about them. They learned about me. A bunch of the children were, this was about a year ago, they were asking me if they could come see one of my games. Mm-hmm. And I was telling them, yeah, you could, but then they couldn't because we got shut down. And they kept asking me, when am I coming back? And it felt great being there and being with the kids.
Yeah. Anybody you want to thank through all this? Because obviously to get to this position, on the verge of graduating, being a leader, being a scholar athlete, there's probably a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah. I would like to thank my parents, my mom, my dad, my sister, Coach Papero. He came in my junior year, completely changed the program, and we ended up being great again. I'd like to thank Mr. Costantino, who's my athletic director. He's been there since I was a young kid being my baseball coach, and he's pushed me through everything. My teachers, pushed me through everything. All my coaches. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a crazy season. Certainly great representative of Hamilton West. Want to congratulate you again.
Thank you.
We're here with Mike Nielsen, the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from Hamilton High School.
Want to welcome and congratulate the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from North Hunterdon High School, Austin McHugh. Austin, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you. Talk a little bit about being a student leader athlete on the field and in other aspects of your life. What does that mean to you?
It's honestly an honor. I think the biggest thing is finding time management. I think the hardest part is being able to balance, sports and school and still have, your friendships outside of school and, still enjoying your student life. And I think it's really important that people realize that it can be done, with hard work, and you can still enjoy all of it at the same time.
You talk about in that one short answer, being able to accomplish a lot of different things. On the football field, you were able to accomplish a lot of different things on both sides of the football, and a lot of responsibility was heaped onto you by your coaches. Talk a little bit about that and kind of what that responsibility on the field means to you as you looked around at the other 10 guys and depending on which side you were playing.
That's a good question. I think that I was chosen as a captain this year, as a co-captain with my 3 others. And I really think that was also, an honor because I'm not the biggest talker as a captain. And I think I'm a little more quiet, but I think when I'm around my teammates and I see my peers out there with me, it's just all about working hard with them and, getting the job done. And, they really push me to be better, and they push me to, be the best I can be to help lead the team, whether it be at practice, in school, during the game.
You've had a ton of success in the classroom, grade point average, over 4.0, a lot of success on the athletic field. People have helped you along the way there, right? Nobody could do it themselves. Who are the people that you want to thank the most?
Parents, absolutely number one. They've been there for everything with me. They provided the tools and the materials that I've needed to become the person I am today. They push me every single day in and out. I'd also like to thank my coaches and the teacher staff. They're out there. They don't have to be out there, and they're giving their time, and they're trying to make me a better person that I am. And I'd like to thank my peers. They're the people I'm out there playing with every single day, and I think it's important.
As a kid with a ton of ability, you probably had a lot of choices athletically. Why football?
It's a good question. I just love the game, everything about it, from the waking up early in the morning to playing film, to going weight room, going to practice, the games, the game day feels. I love everything about it, and then at the end of the day, you get to hit somebody as hard as you can, and you still get that, learning the social skills and the brotherhood with your teammates. It's absolutely amazing.
An awesome young man. Congratulations to the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from North Hunterdon High School, Austin McHugh.
We're here with Allentown High School's record-setting quarterback, Dan Merkel, the chapter award winner for 2020 from Allentown High School. Congrats on an amazing career, Dan.
Thank you.
Looking back on all of that, is there any moment, and I know there's going to be a lot of them, but anything that really stood out to you and what you kind of took away from high school football?
That final moment in the Hopewell Valley game with 3 seconds left, just running it in, just remembering all the feelings, kind of just summed up all the excitement and brotherhood that comes along with being a football player at Allentown. And it was just a great way to cap off my career, even if it wasn't the most beautiful season that we ever had.
It's still kind of like a movie ending, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So an award like this, what does it mean to you? Because obviously a lot of people know Dan Merkel, the athlete, right? Been in the headlines for playing quarterback and for pitching for 4 years now. But to be recognized for the other stuff too, the leadership and the scholar part of the award, does that make this mean a little bit more?
Of course. It's something that my dad and my mom have always pushed on me, you're an athlete, but you're a student first. You got to do well in the classroom before you're allowed to go out and practice. So, it was always something that pushed me to do really well in school and then go focus on sports second, while still balancing the time between both and being at the top of my game in both.
To get to here, to get to the point where You've got an athletic scholarship in college. You've had a great high school career and over 9,000 all-purpose yards, Mercer County, records, and winning the TD Club Player of the Year award. Certainly there's got to be a lot of people that you want to thank. Anybody in particular?
For sure. I mean, first off, my parents always pushing me to be a great athlete. Coach Lockmeyer, Coach Graber for giving me a chance as a freshman especially. My grandparents especially, they've been to every game. They live 2 hours away, but they always show up, baseball or football. So thankful for that. And just everyone that I've played with growing up. So happy that I got to share experiences and make memories with them throughout my career.
Well, congrats again, Dan. And like I said, it's a great honor. Certainly great to recognize you for something other than the stats, and well-deserved. And as Dan Merkel giving us a few minutes of his time, the chapter award winner for Allentown High School.
I want to welcome Lawrence High School's Student Leader Athlete Award winner, Rohan Dash. Rohan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about what being a student leader and a student leader athlete means to you.
Well, I mean, like being on the football team, just like in between other people, there's always this connotation that like the people who play aren't like that smart. So then it kind of like puts a stigma on it. But then like a lot of my teammates like know obviously that like I'm someone who school came easy to. And then I know tons of people like on my team who like it may not seem like that's the case, but like everyone works hard. Like I know I've helped a lot of my friends, like especially like our quarterback in specific, like do well in class just because like football may come simple and like easy to a lot of us, but then like school may not. So then there's that aspect that goes beyond like playing, and like there's more to just playing games. There's practice, and then you have to do well in class, and like that aspect a lot of people like miss or like don't really focus too much on. So like I think that's one thing that like I embodied a little well throughout high school, just like being able to juggle school and like playing, and like I'm also in a bunch of clubs, and like that never became a problem for me. It was just high school, so like I went through the flow and like did everything, and then I think I did it well. That's what I like to think. So it's just how it went.
I think you're being a little humble, a certain great amount of humility there given the academic accomplishments that you have, multiple advanced placement classes, certainly very high marks. You alluded to the juggle of that, but how do you accomplish a thing like that when you're so involved athletically and academically and in clubs and helping friends? How does that come about?
I mean, you just kind of got to do it. Like that was my mentality about it. Like depending on like freshman year, I went to Allentown High School, and then like there, like with Coach Locke and like just the stuff I did, like I was still on the track team, and like you just kind of got to do everything and then like not worry too much. Like there are people who like talk about how like they're up until like 1 or 2 a.m. like doing work, and like sometimes that happens, but sometimes you kind of just got to like do everything you got to do. And then like coming back to Lawrence with Coach Jones and Coach Radis, like they were pretty helpful about that. Like when we had like spring training and all that, I'd still be doing track stuff. So like we'd kind of go back and forth, and then like I'd be gone a couple weeks of the year for trips for like school and stuff. But like kind of just gotta like I said, do it. And like it's not really like a juggling thing. It's more just like gotta make sure you like check off all your boxes.
I want to congratulate and thank the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from Lawrence High School, Rohan Dash.
We are here with Dylan Angelucci, the Chapter Scholar Athlete nominee and award winner from Princeton High School. Dylan, welcome, first of all.
Thank you.
And tell us what being selected as your school's chapter winner, what that means to you.
It's an honor. Like, you get up every day and you try to give them your all, and to be recognized is a great feeling. But I really wouldn't be here if it weren't for my teammates, my coaches, everybody that's helped me along the way, and it's great to just have someone to thank now that I'm here.
Obviously, this was a year that no one's ever gone through before. Mm-hmm. Try to explain to me some of the craziness of this season, just to get a team on the field, but also, I guess, kind of looking back now, how it maybe brought everybody closer together than it would have.
Well, to answer that, you'd have to go back to at the end of the season prior. We started by trying to get kids to come out, and then we set up a weight room program, which we didn't really have, at least effectively, in years prior. And then of course, disaster struck, and everybody is just like, what are we going to have a season? What's going to go on? And unbelievable that we actually did end up having a season. We realized that, whether we are or not, we need to be ready should we do have a season. So we started running captain's practices, every week, getting kids running out on the field. But a lot of the kids from Princeton, have never played before.
Yeah.
So to get them to, love the sport and really embrace it, we started having pickup games every weekend. And so we just get out there, throw the ball around, and you get a little bit of a competitive nature in you. And
so what are your goals beyond graduation, which a couple months from now? What are your goals beyond graduation, and how has football helped you get to that point?
I just want to keep working, keep doing stuff. I think football definitely set me up to be a leader in whatever I choose to do. Whether I choose to go straight into work, join the military, or do anything. I
heard we might have to exchange your football helmet for some aviators soon.
Maybe
right?
that could be happening. But either way, I think football definitely will set me up to be a part of something.
For sure. Well, congratulations again, Dylan. It's a great honor, and we are certainly pleased to be able to recognize you as the Princeton High School award winner. Again, we're here with Dylan Angelucci, the chapter award winner from Princeton High School.
I want to welcome and congratulate the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from West Windsor, Plainsboro, Moses Harris. Moses, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Doing good. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk a little bit about what being a Student Leader Athlete means to you.
Well, to be a Student Leader Athlete, for me, would be someone who personifies a person who can balance both schoolwork and being good on the field. I understand that being a student at any school can be hard, and forget about just being an athlete, but workload in high school, especially come junior, senior year, can be really difficult. And being a person who got awarded this chance to come here shows that I've been working to do that, to balance my work and be a Student Leader Athlete.
You're kind of emblematic of one of the very most special, in my opinion, kind of collaborations in the county, where you have students from two different high schools coming together so that you guys can make sure that you get to play a sport that you really enjoy. What is that like? Kind of one town, two schools all coming together to accomplish something.
Well, since third grade, I've been playing football in this town. And the crazy thing is that I didn't think I'd be playing with these guys into high school, because we all knew someone's going to be going to the south, someone's going to the north. And it happens 10th grade, we're all coming back together, and it's awesome because we already knew each other, right? We already had that kind of feel for each other, and okay, we can do this, we know what each other can do. It just created more of a bond between the schools that wasn't there before, because there's always that little bit okay, so we go to different schools, this is a rivalry. But now it's we can put that energy into something that can be great, and that was really important to me, because it just felt like Wildcat football again when I was playing Pop Warner with all the guys, and it didn't really matter who was where,
Certainly, you need to be self-motivated in order to accomplish the types of things you've accomplished, but you certainly can't do it, by yourself. As you think back at the people that you're most thankful for, who are the folks who've, helped you the most?
Yeah, definitely, obviously my family. I can't understand enough that my father has always been there. He's always been coaching me up for football. He's always been telling me it's not going to be there forever. You're always going to have your grades. You're always going to have what you want to do later in your life, like a career, right? Because athletic potential only goes so far. You're always going to have your mind. You're always going to have your family, like I said, people around you. Like my mom, who's always working. My grandmother's always working. Despite how old she may be, she acts like she's 20 years younger, She's always doing her thing. And then my sister is another great inspiration for me, because she's always working and trying to get better at what she's doing while she's in college, so she can become what she wants to do in terms of her career. And that's just, I think it's awesome to have that many great people around me, including my coaches and my teachers, the way they've pushed me during school, because they know what my potential could be. and they want to see me proceed to get past that potential. And I just love having that around me.
Very impressive young man. Want to congratulate and thank for his time the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from West Windsor, Moses Harris.
Thank you.
We are here with the Florence High School Chapter Award winner, Thomas Hurley, for the 2020 season. Happy to have Tom here for a few minutes. Crazy season this year.
Yes, sir.
Right? And you're kind of, from what I understand, one of the old man of the team, right? It was a very young team.
Yeah, we only had 3 seniors and a handful of juniors, a lot of sophomores, and a lot of freshmen.
So kind of combining that, was it, with all the uncertainty going in the season and having such a young team that maybe didn't fully get this is Florence football, because it's obviously the most tradition-based program in the area. What kind of special challenges did that leave you with as one of the seniors?
Really getting everybody rallied behind the team, if anything.
Yeah.
I know that we weren't going to have practice until mid-September, so I had to do something. So during August, I ran captain's practices, and we even had people that I ran them at the football fields in town, because a lot of people couldn't make it to the field at the high school. So I remember I had to drive people to practice every day, every other day, and it worked out, and it feels like the entire team got rallied behind it and wanted to play.
What is this award, winning an award that's not just, I was a great football player, but I did a lot of other things right too. What does that mean to you?
It really means a lot. I've worked really hard since, especially freshman year, when I was probably the smallest kid on the team, to getting up to my senior year, being able to start, lead the team, be a captain, but then help kids even on the team, off the team. I'm in the National Honor Society, so I would tutor people a lot.
Yeah.
And not even just people on the football team, my friends that would help in school. And on the field, leading the team, it wasn't always easy, because you don't always have people that on the team, such as freshmen. I didn't know any of them before the season.
So to get to this point, obviously there's probably a lot of people you want to thank.
Yes, sir.
Anybody in particular?
Yeah, my parents, especially, because when I was in Pop Warner, I was a bit of a baby, and I always run off the field saying I have to throw up, and they would always tell me, all right, throw up, get back on the field, and play hard. That happened every single day. For my first year, I want to thank my Pop Warner coaches for pushing me to the point, especially my high school football coach, Coach Smith, Coach Frapp, Coach Zepp, Coach Nick, and especially Coach Rapoli, because he always pushed me. He always believed in me from my freshman year to my senior year.
No bigger coaching legend in New Jersey than Coach Frapp, right?
No, sir.
Well, I appreciate the time, Thomas. Congratulations again. We're here with Thomas Hurley, the Chapter Award winner from Florence High School.
Thank you, sir.
I want to welcome our next Scholar Leader Athlete from the Lawrenceville School, Drew Friedman. Drew, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What does being a Scholar Leader Athlete mean to you?
I think it definitely means a lot. At a school like Lawrenceville that prioritizes academic and athletic excellence, I think it's especially meaningful. And I'm just humbled to follow in the footsteps of former Lawrenceville nominees who over the years have definitely been my mentors and role models on campus.
As you reflect back on your athletic career at Lawrenceville, the word leader probably means a lot, just given the position you play in football, as the team's quarterback, and you get a lot of people looking up to you, whether you like it or not, kind of thing. What are some of the greatest accomplishments you feel like as you reflect back?
Yeah, well, I think there have definitely been a lot of challenges throughout my time at Lawrenceville. I think definitely overcoming my quiet nature to become a leader as a quarterback, especially as an underclassman and on a team with a lot of postgrads, was definitely particularly challenging. But I think I'm just most grateful for the opportunity to really develop in this way. So I think that's definitely something that's been a challenge, but something that I've really loved about football.
You're headed to Yale, obviously. So how do you we know that you're no slouch in the classroom. How do you balance, the demands of playing football, and you play a spring sport as well in lacrosse, and kind of balancing all of that with, the academic side of things?
Yeah, I think definitely Lawrenceville has definitely helped me with that. Just the environment there, I think just it's just made me more efficient as a student and also as an athlete, and I'm just thankful for my time there, definitely.
No good student leader athlete is just solely focused on, I need to study and I need to play sports. You're obviously involved in a whole bunch of other stuff outside of the classroom. What's been most meaningful for you?
I think what I'm most proud of would be my recent involvement in a local community service program, working with local elementary schools that have been impacted by the pandemic school closures. And I think it's definitely been a frightening and uncertain time for those children. And my mentee in particular, Victor, who I've been meeting with weekly, is just an amazing guy, and we always go over math, reading, and vocabulary, and it always ends with a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors, shoot that he usually wins at, but it's just good competition. And I don't know, I just think that I look forward to it just as much as he does, and I think I really look forward to continuing to work with him in the future.
Well, I want to thank you and wish you the best of luck as you move forward.
Thank you.
And once again, that is the Lawrenceville Schools student leader athlete, Drew Friedman. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're here with the Hopewell Valley Chapter award winner for 2020 season, Tom Belsky. And Tom, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Yeah, tell me what this award means to you, what you've learned about the chapter, and how it feels to be the Hopewell Valley Scholar Leader Athlete winner.
Well, first of all, there's so many great student athletes out there, just in the state of New Jersey alone. So to be one of the few selected is quite an honor. And I've known plenty of other guys that were selected in past years. So just to be associated with them and win the same award, it's a great honor.
Absolutely. Been a difficult year, a crazy year as far as getting the team on the field and playing. What was that like, and how were you guys able to just kind of bring it all together? Because it seemed like, everything was kind of made up as it went along as far as, what you were able to do and, get out in the field safe.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed quite difficult in the beginning, but it was just, believing in each other, putting hard work, even though things didn't seem certain at some points. You just had to trust your coaches and the people around you. There's no point of being down about it or thinking that we're not going to have a season on it. It's just keep a positive mindset and just hope for the best. And luckily we were able to get that done.
What have you taken away from your high school football years as far as leadership, as far as things like that you can take to maybe the next level and play next year in college?
Definitely just always leave it out on the field, either in the books, on the field. For me personally, I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror if I know I didn't give it all I got. So just knowing that if you put in all the hard work.
Something not everybody knows is that you are quite an accomplished saxophone player.
Yeah.
Musician. Tell me about where the music appreciation came from, and what's that sort of do? It's like a different part of your brain kind of get to, but tell me what you enjoy about that.
So my dad's a big music guy. He plays the drums, plays the guitar, he loves to sing. So naturally growing up, I was always around music. I love all different kinds of music. And I remember when I got into middle school, we had to join band for at least 1 year. So I decided to play saxophone, fell in love with it, continued even after. And, sports is great, but saxophone allows you to get to like a whole new world. It helps me relax. It helps me, really just forget about all my problems. So
yeah, nobody gets to this position without a long list of people that they want to thank. Anybody that you wanted to mention here, and in appreciation of getting you to this point?
I definitely want to thank Coach Caldwell and Coach Vina. Their support for me and their belief in me all these years is I'm really, truly thankful for, and I wouldn't be here without them. So
again, we're here with Tom Belsky, the chapter award winner from Hopewell Valley High School.
I want to welcome and congratulate the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from Steinert High School, Declan Smith. Declan, congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Talk a little bit about what being a Scholar Leader means to you.
What it means to me is just like you're doing the right things, you're doing what you're told to do, you're taking responsibility in your actions, and you're really just making sure you're able to succeed in life with all you do, Like when you're an athlete and a scholar, you kind of get a target on your back from some teachers for like, is this kid gonna really focus in class? Is he going to be what any normal student should be? But focusing as a scholar student athlete, it really gives you advantages if you do it the right way.
you talked a little bit about responsibility there. When you're out on the football field and being one of the leaders of a team, talk a little bit about your own personal experience with kind of being the role model maybe for some of the younger guys who are looking to someone older than them as like, wow, that's how I should act.
Yeah, so I literally just go out there when I'm told to do first off, you gotta do what you're told to do by your coaches, you know. That's how you get their respect. Once you get the respect from the coaches, you get respect from the team.
Adversity, especially in football, you know, there's 55 plays on one side of the ball every game, you know, where there's adversity, and it's a different set of adversity every down, right? Greatest piece of adversity that you've been able to overcome in your life as you reflect back?
Well, this past year I actually lost one of my best friends on the football team. He took his own life, and it really took a toll on not only our team but our whole township. We all really banded together for this because our coach told us, Coach Grusso, he was like, "Yo, like we'll cancel the game, guys. Like if you don't want to play." And the captains on the team were like, "No, we're playing," because his name was Kevin. We were like, "Kevin wants us to play," and we went out there, and we were an underdog to this team, Hopewell Valley. And we put together our best game we've ever played, and we really won it for Kev. And at the end of that game when we won, and we knew we won, it was an unreal feeling because the amount of adversity we had to come over, because we had the funeral the next week and the viewing, and we really just banded together, and it showed how much the coaches loved us and cared for us, and all of us cared for each other.
How much does an experience like that help you prove to yourselves that you guys are capable, you know, probably of more than what you might think you can do, you know, because it's only when we're really pushed to some limits can we really kind of rise maybe to our potential. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, we didn't know what was going to happen with our team. We didn't know if we were going to fall apart, because when we came back the first day, it was a tough practice because he wasn't there with us. But we came together throughout the week, and when we were out there playing together, and we knew we were playing together, we'd play our game. We overcame a lot. Like I said, we were underdogs in that game, and when we went out there and beat them, after that we were like, oh my gosh, like when we play together and trust in each other, we're unbeatable, you know?
Well, we want to thank and congratulate the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from Steinert High School, Declan Smith.
We're here with Dane Ellis, the fine offensive lineman, pride of Ewing High School. And Dane, congratulations on being the school's chapter Scholar Leader Athlete for 2020 season.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit about what this award means to you. It's obviously a great honor because it's more than just an athletic honor, but you know, tell me what you get from winning this award here.
It feels fulfilling, you know, like accomplished, like, because like you work hard and you work hard all the time, and you think, and sometimes you just wonder, like, does the coach see you? Like, does he see that?
Especially when you're on the offensive line, right?
Right. Like, do they see what you're doing? Like, do they see how hard you work? And then you get opportunities like this, and you get to come do things like these, and it feels very fulfilling, and I feel very accomplished. And it's good to know that I've been seen, and people recognize that I've been trying my best, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and the thing that always got me about these is football is a big part of this award, but it's only a part of, right? You've got to be successful in other areas too to win something like this.
One of the things the coaches told me is that don't just focus on football, because it's easier to get an academic scholarship than it is to get an athletic one.
That's the truth.
Because he told me that he had one of the coaches had a nephew, but like he's 6'6", he could run like a 4.4, and like he's over 200 pounds. So like
he can get a scholarship.
Right. So for an academic one, you just need the grades, and for an athletic one, you need the grades, but you also need the stats. So he said, work towards the academics because you can get more opportunities out of that than rather than just playing football.
And you can't play football forever.
Right.
Anybody you wanted to thank, obviously, to get in this position? You know, usually the running backs are thanking the offensive linemen, but you know, to get to this spot in life and ready to move forward, there's got to be a lot of people you want to thank at this point.
Well, first my parents, obviously, and then some of my coaches, like D'Alessio, obviously, for nominating me because, you know, every coach has a player they like to yell at, and that's me.
That was you,
not
yeah.
saying that I didn't deserve it, but like, he just likes to yell at me, and then you just get yelled at. Then you wake up one morning, you get an email from your head coach, "Hey, I nominated you for a Scholar Athlete Award." Okay, thanks.
Congratulations again, Dane. This is a great honor and well deserved on your part. I'm glad to have you represent Ewing High this year as our chapter team award winner.
Thank you.
And again, we're here with Dane Ellis from Ewing High School.
I want to congratulate and welcome the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from Hightstown High School, Kyle Madden. Kyle, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
So talk a little bit about the Student Leader Athlete Award and kind of what being a Student Leader Athlete means to you, you know, as you go through your daily life.
To be a Student Leader Athlete for my school, Hightstown, it means that everyone's looking up to you. It's a big responsibility, but it feels great knowing that your teammates, your seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, they're all looking up to you to be their leader, to always do the right thing for them, and it's a great responsibility to have.
You have taken on a lot of responsibility in terms of balancing athletics and academics. I mean, in the classroom, taking like a dozen honors classes, another handful of AP classes. You play football in the fall, you play lacrosse in the spring. How have you been able to balance all those things and be successful pretty much at everything you've done?
The main thing about that is just to have the mental focus. You gotta delegate your time, make sure you have the time for your academics, the time for your athletics, the time for training outside of practices. You gotta make sure you're not scrolling hours away on the phone. That's a big thing.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure. You just gotta delegate your time and always keep your focus on what's really important.
Adversity is something that every athlete, you know, faces. If everything was easy and you walked to a championship every time you played, sports probably wouldn't be as fun, right?
Yeah.
Greatest challenge that you think you've been able to overcome, greatest challenge that you think has really pushed you maybe to a point that you're like, wow, I didn't think I was going to be able to get past that?
Well, I'm sure you get this answer a lot, but the coronavirus, canceling everything over the spring and the summer and threatening to cancel stuff over the fall. At Hightstown, we didn't even know if we would have a season until almost the last week of August. And we still made sure to rally the troops and get working all summer long on our own, even though we couldn't have actual practices.
So where do you find the motivation to do that? You know, I mean, a lot of the times we're motivated by the fact that we know that there's going to be a payoff at the end. And for you guys, having no certainty that there was going to be a payoff, yet you still, as you said, went to work. Where does the motivation for that come from?
Well, the motivation is not always there. Sometimes we would have the motivation, and sometimes we don't have the motivation, and then that's where the dedication comes in. And you just got to get down to business, even if you don't want to do it.
As you think about the people who have been most important to you in your life, you know, and that have made a lot of your accomplishments possible, both on the athletic field and in the classroom, who are the people you want to thank the most?
I would love to thank the most my mom and dad. I'm just proud of them. I know they're proud of me, and it's just a great feeling seeing them in the stands every game.
I want to congratulate and thank once again the Student Leader Athlete Award winner from Hightstown High School, Kyle Madden.
Thank you.
We are here with Devin Hairston, the chapter award winner from Trenton High School. Congratulations, Devin, on a fantastic honor and a great high school career.
Thank you.
So winning an award like this that represents more than just what you do on the field, tell me what that means to you.
It means a lot. It's like my hard work didn't go unnoticed. Like my leadership is noticed. It's like a big honor for it.
Any moment that stands out? It was just such a strange year, obviously, with all the COVID going on. Any moment of your senior year that's going to stand out in your mind?
Probably my last game.
Because it was the last game?
It was my last game, and it was a COVID game. So yeah, we got shut down twice, so that moment, it just felt special. But it was just like, it was my last game. I was like sad a little bit.
A little bit, yeah,
But
for sure.
I played my best, gave it my all for my last game.
What do you learn from football? What do you learn from playing football at Trenton High, and what do you think that you can take from your high school experience beyond?
That you have to earn everything. Nothing is given to you. Like, At Trent High, I had to earn everything I got. Nothing was given. You got to earn it. And you got to be accountable for your actions on and off the field. Something my coach instilled in me every year. He said accountability, that was the main word every year.
Yeah, is that something that lesson, did you kind of feel like as a senior this year, that was something that you had to make sure the younger guys understood too in order to kind of keep everything going?
Yeah, I had to set an example for them. Like, hold myself accountable so they can hold their self accountable. He set a good example.
What's the plan for after graduation?
After graduation, I probably would go to prep school or go to college. Not too sure yet.
Anything you want to study in college at this point?
Sports medicine or business management.
Okay, excellent. So either way, you're kind of giving back to to others, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nobody gets to hear without having people they want to thank for getting to this position. Anybody in your kind of Devon's network here that we want to thank and appreciate for all they've done to support you?
Yeah, my mom and my grandma, they sacrificed a lot for me to be here today, so I thank them a lot.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this is like I said, a great honor, and we are thrilled to have you represent Trenton High School. Obviously a school with a great history.
Yeah.
How much of that do the coaches kind of make you aware of, what Trenton High means to football in the area?
A lot. They talk about it every day at practice, before games. They have a big legacy and stuff. So it's a lot.
Excellent. So we're here again, and again, thank you. We're here with Devon Harrison. Devon was the chapter award winner from Trenton High, and wish him the best of luck in the future.
Now we want to welcome and congratulate the Scholar Leader athlete from New Egypt High School, Johnny Percadani. Johnny, congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about what being a Scholar Leader athlete means to you.
It is a very great title that I hold dear because the school as a whole has invited me to come and represent not only our school but our football team, which is a goal that I had to be a leader on my team. And I'm just really thankful for my coach for letting me come out and do this.
Like so many of our Scholar Leader athletes, your accomplishments are not limited to the football field.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about some of the things that you're involved in away from the game of football and what you like about them so much.
So when I'm not on the football field, I always try to help out wherever I can. Like I would go to elderly homes and help clean up the leaves for them so that they didn't have to go outside and do it themselves and maybe hurt themselves if possible. I also used to spend my time down at the local library and just help them in any way possible, whether it was throwing events, helping them set up the different books and movies. Really, wherever I was needed, I would just go and help because it's better to help someone else more than helping yourself, truly.
Where does that sense of service kind of come from?
I think my parents and my family as a whole really helped me with that because it's not so good to be self-centered and always thinking about yourself all the time. I think that they really helped me express that I should help everybody else.
You said tough times, man. There's no greater segue to tough times, the last 12 months of what we've all kind of had to go through. For you, what's been the struggle of the COVID world, and how have you been able to kind of get through a lot of the challenges that have been thrown all of our ways?
Really not being able to see some of my closest family members, like my grandparents and cousins and uncles and aunts. Most of them live about an hour away, so being scared of COVID at first was really not that good because we don't get to see them that often. But now it's gotten a little bit better, and then not actually being able to go to school was a big thing for me because I like being in school and getting that extra learning from the teacher itself.
Nobody can do this by themselves, right? Whether that's on the football field, whether that's in the classroom or in life. As you think about the people who've been most important to you, throughout your life, who do you want to thank the most?
I would really like to thank my mom and dad the most for not only allowing me to be in all these different sports and pushing me to always try and be the best person that I can, whether it's on or off the field or court. It really goes down a lot to them.
It's awesome. Congratulations, and I want to thank you again for coming. Johnny Percadani, the Scholar Leader athlete from New Egypt High School.
Bordentown High School finished off its best season since 2014 in the fall, and one of the main reasons why is here with us today, Dan Poinsett. Dan, congratulations on being the school's chapter award winner for the 2020 season.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what's being recognized as a scholar leader athlete means to you.
I think what it means to me is that I've been recognized by the board and you as one of the top athletes and the top scholars in my school, and especially on the football team. It also means that I have to keep that reputation up. It means I have to keep all my grades in check, keep my athletic ability in check. I just have to be at the top of my game, both athletically and academically.
Yeah, so it's more than just, obviously, the high school career is great, but now something to kind of take beyond high school too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What did you get out of playing football? What are you going to take away the high school football years that's going to help you beyond, graduation?
I think the teamwork aspect of football, because there's 11 players on the field and every one of them needs to do their job to be able to win games. So being able to work in team fluidly is definitely something that I will take away from football, because I know in the workplace that's definitely a very important part.
I heard from Coach Edwards that you're a great long snapper. Not a skill that many people have.
No.
How did you come about that?
Well, across long snapping, because I would always see long snapping, the most underappreciated position on the team.
In sports, yeah.
And especially colleges, they're always looking for long snappers because no one really thinks about it. So if I could perfect being a long snapper, that could be my ticket into playing Division III, Division II, and Division I sports.
Something else that help, seems that you stand out is your computer programming and computer background. Beyond high school, what's your main goal?
Beyond high school,
as far as career-wise?
Career-wise, definitely go to a college, do my best in college, but I want to be able to be, coding people to defend people. It's like cybersecurity is becoming a bigger problem as the world gets more digitalized.
Every day, right?
Yes. So there's hackers everywhere attacking you, so I want to be able to defend these people who don't really know how.
Yeah, so kind of always give back to others that maybe can't defend themselves. To get to this point, on the brink of college, great high school career, probably a lot of people you want to thank. Anybody in particular?
Definitely want to thank all my teammates, my coaches throughout my 11-year football career. I especially want to thank my parents, my brother, and all my friends who supported me through injuries and hard times on the team.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes today. Congratulations on the nomination from Bordentown High School.
Thank you.
And again, we're here with Dan Poinsett, the 2020 season chapter award winner from Bordentown High School.
Next up is the Scholar Leader Award winner from the Pennington School, Nicholas Mascara. Nicholas was not able to be with us this afternoon for our interview session, but he was able to record a video on his own. And once again, the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from the Pennington School, Nicholas Mascara.
So the most difficult part about being a student leader athlete is just pure time management. You have a certain set time in a day and you have way too much stuff to do. Between school, homework, football, spending time with your family, eating, then just homework. That's your whole day. That's your whole day plus some. You're out of time. You're sacrificing sleep just to do simple things like homework or spend time with your family. Necessary things. And it sucks. There are certain things I had to say no to. They're my friends, certain friends from out of school I couldn't hang out with for a while, or I could barely see because of football, and that sucks. But the most rewarding part about being a student leader athlete is you get to experience things you never could. Football is an amazing sport. There are certain things about game day which are unmatchable, period. There are certain plays in football, there are certain times, there's a few memories I just look back to. I'd relive those for my entire life if I had the chance to. They are so good, they're unbeatable. And just knowing that you sacrificed a lot to get there makes it even more worth it, makes those moments even more precious. That is what is most rewarding about football, to me at least. So what is my greatest accomplishment outside the football field? So I'd say is my junior year academics. My junior year, I decided to take some of the hardest classes at my school, and I also didn't have a free period, and I was doing football and working out after school, and I just didn't want it. I didn't want to fail those classes, and I worked really hard to get what I thought were average grades in those classes, and it was a lot of time. I spent a lot of time doing work, and I didn't realize it that year. I didn't even realize it at the end of the year when I saw my grades. I didn't realize it until senior year when I was filling out the Common App, comparing my grades that year to other years, that it was the best year I've ever had in my life. I've never gotten higher grades, period. And I didn't even bother to really think about that, because I was just like, oh, I didn't fail my classes, great. I got okay grades, I got average grades for me, great. I got better than average grades, I didn't realize that. And that's what I've been most happy about, is that I threw so much time on my junior year. I thought I got average, but overall, it was the best I've ever done. It wasn't even close. And I did it taking the hardest classes I could think of, in my opinion. So that's what I'm most accomplished about, just the amount of time I was able to spend junior year to get my grade up to what it ended up being was just, in my opinion, astonishing.
I want to thank and congratulate the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from the Pennington School, Nicholas Mascara.
The Hun School has turned out a number of great scholar athletes over the years, and we are very happy to have the 2020 season winner, Kelvin Smith, with us today. Kelvin, tell us a little bit about what being the Hun School's Scholar Leader Athlete means to you.
Yeah, honestly, it means everything to me. It's been a really long year for my family. With COVID this past summer, I lost my grandmother and my great-grandmother with COVID, and I told my mom that I was gonna be everything that my grandma wanted me to be, because she came to every single one of my games. She always watched me play, no matter how bad I was, and I never got a chance to actually tell her where I was going to school. So I always told her that I was gonna do something great for her, and I feel like being nominated for this award is definitely a step in the right direction for me.
And where you're going to school isn't so bad either. I mean, obviously, tell us where you're going next year.
Yeah, next year I'm heading off to Yale University to continue my football career, and then also walk onto the basketball team. And I feel like that is a really big step in the right direction, because the last thing I told my grandma before she passed was that Yale just texted me. It was the last thing she heard, and she was really happy to hear that.
I was going to say, I can't think any better way to honor her memory, right? I mean, that's
definitely really nice for me, and definitely really nice to feel like I'm, continuing what she started for me.
What lessons have you taken away from your Hun experience that's going to help you at the next level?
I've learned a few lessons. To say one thing I definitely learned is time management. I feel like time management is definitely something that's important for every student athlete, considering the fact that you have to wake up usually, or in my situation, before school starts to get a workout in, maybe then go to school for the day, then go to practice, then get your work done in that certain period of time that you have left with the day, and then use the rest of your time wisely to make sure that you still get enough sleep for the next day to start all over again. So I think that time management is definitely something that I learned.
Yeah.
And another thing that I definitely learned this year with COVID is adversity, how to deal with adversity. And I feel like, everybody has been shocked this year with the way things are going. Nobody is really prepared for this.
Right.
And I feel like, but it's for me specifically, with everything that was going on with my family last year, I really had to, double down on myself and say, like, I have to focus. I have to stay focused. I know it's hard. I know I'm not going to be able to go to every workout I wanted to because gyms are closed, but you have to stay focused at the end of the day. And I think that was something that I definitely learned this year, how to stay focused through adversity.
I want to congratulate you again on this honor.
Thank you.
Certainly wish you the best of luck next year and beyond.
Thank you.
Again, Kelvin Smith, the Scholar Athlete winner from the Hun School.
Next up is the Scholar Leader Award winner from Robbinsville, Michael Sertz. Michael was not able to be with us this afternoon for our session, but he was able to record a video on his own. And once again, the Scholar Leader Award winner from Robbinsville, Michael Sertz.
The most challenging thing about being a student leader athlete is encouraging, teaching, and motivating the players in the team while actually playing the game. But the most rewarding is actually the same thing. Being able to encourage and teach and motivate every player on the team is difficult, but it comes with a great reward, because when you win, you have all that going with you. The one thing I learned was patience. A lot of us have been very patient during this pandemic, waiting for it to stop. And I think that is a really important skill that I'm going to carry on into college. I've played many sports before: track, basketball, and football. But football is uncomparable to all the other ones. There is just some type of connection that the players have. It's like a family. Everyone trusts each other. Everyone's brothers. Relationships with your coaches are like ones you would have with parents. Everyone has each other's back. And I think the reason I love football so much is because off the field, those relationships I had with my teammates carried on, and I made several friends, and I developed several mentors through my coaches. Football has taught me what it means to be a team player. It taught me that football is not an individual sport, and I carry that on into my life. I often put others before myself, and I learned that through football. I also learned through football sportsmanship and honesty and loyalty and a ton more things which I use in my everyday life. I would actually like to thank 3 people. One, my dad. He taught me everything I know about football, and he taught me how to be a good person and a good teammate and do good sportsmanship. Number 2 was my coach, Coach Patterson. He has been with me every single step of the way through my football experience. He's taught me so much about football and about being a good person, and he's always been there for me. And then the 3rd person I'd like to thank is my cousin, Danny Sertz. He is the reason I started playing football, and he has been my motivation to do well in every single game and every single practice I've done. And he is one of my biggest role models and someone I really look up to.
Once again, I want to thank and congratulate the Scholar Leader Award winner from Robbinsville, Michael Sertz.
Next up is the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from the Petty School, Aiden McHugh. Aiden was unable to attend today, but he did send us this video.
For me, everything is so mentality driven. So the most challenging part about being an SLA has been trying to balance the mentality of being an athlete and the things that you have to think about and the mindset that you have to be on the field with the mindset that I'm in the classroom and in the community. You know, if I show up to practice or a game in the same mindset that I show up to history class, that's not going to bode well for me or the team, and vice versa. You know, so for me, the most challenging part has been being able to navigate that difference in mentality as I move through the day and the months of the year. I think most rewarding part of being an SLA is getting to see the impact that you have on others, especially, you know, younger kids, as I've become, you know, an upperclassman now, and seeing kids that remind me of myself when I was younger, and you know, watching them progress not only as an athlete but as a person, and becoming more confident in themselves and their abilities. For me, that's really been the most rewarding part, that connection that you make, and being able to see your teammates really flourish. Why football? You know, it's not the sport that I love. You know, obviously I enjoy throwing the ball. I enjoy throwing touchdowns, running around, you know, getting hit, making hits. I enjoy that stuff, but my favorite part of the game, and it always has been, is after I throw a touchdown pass and I sprint down to my teammate and I give him a hug. You know, if we do some sort of celebration, that's always been my favorite part. It's because I think football is inherently such a punishing sport, such a difficult sport, mentally and physically. The bond that you create is so much stronger than you'd find in any other sport, certainly any other sport that I've played. And so, you know, for me, it's being able to celebrate with those guys, and, like, you know, really become brothers with the people that you're playing the sport with. I've never experienced that in any other area of my life besides football, and that's the biggest thing that has provided to me, and that's why I love it.
Once again, congratulations to Aiden McHugh, the Scholar Leader Athlete Award winner from the Petty School, outstanding quarterback. We are very pleased and honored to have him represent the school this year.
Wow, was that something? Long? Yes. But those interviews really captured just how impressive these young men are and given us a glimpse into how bright their futures will be. Thank you, Mike and Keith, for getting to know these young men and helping us recognize them for tonight's event. And now, to begin the presentation of this year's chapter scholarships, please let me introduce our chapter vice president, Mr. Kelly Myers.
Good evening, and thank you for coming. During the last year, all of us have experienced changes and challenges in our approach to daily life. The pandemic's effect on the student, leader, athletes produced a senior year that was far from normal. Through all of this, our student leader athletes remained positive, pushed forward, and persevered. Today is a step towards reclaiming normal times, reclaiming our lives, and progressing our student leader athletes' futures. The Delaware Valley chapter of the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame is proud to award $28,000 in scholarship dollars tonight. This is only made possible by our sponsors. Please, in your own way, recognize their contribution towards the futures of these young men. Each one of our scholar athletes will receive at least $1,000 tonight. There will be 3 scholar athletes that will receive $1,500, $2,500, and $5,000. So now I'll pass it on live to hear those award winners to Steve Tuckerson, our Master of Ceremonies. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for all that you continue to do for our chapter. And now here we are, live for the announcement of our top 3 scholarship awards. As you've no doubt learned from their interviews, all 21 of our high school Scholar Leader athletes are very deserving. It was not an easy decision this year for our scholarship selection committee. First, we have our $1,500 Ed Cook Scholarship. This year's recipient is Declan Smith from Steiner High School. Hi, Declan, and congratulations to you. Can you tell us, what does this award mean to you tonight?
Oh man, this is just a blessing to receive any type of scholarship for this. You know, any kid goes through school with academics and sports, and just getting recognized for it and getting a scholarship for it is just unbelievable, and can't thank you guys enough.
That's great, Declan. Congratulations. Who do you have there with you tonight watching?
I have my mom and dad with me tonight.
Hey, Mom and Dad, congratulations. You've done a fine job with Declan. Yes. Declan, everyone's so proud of you. Congratulations on this award. Looking forward to everything that you do in the future. So congratulations again, Declan.
Thank you.
Yep. Next, we have our $2,500 Ron Rick Senior Scholarship. This year's recipient is Kyle Madden from Hightstown High School. Hey, Kyle, how are you? Congratulations. What are you thinking over there? What's on your mind?
Thank you. I'm just so blessed to have won this award. I can't thank the Del Val members of the National Football Foundation enough. And huge thanks goes out to all of my coaches from Hightstown. They're watching from home. They're proud of me. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And who do you have there with you tonight watching?
I've got my mom and dad right here.
Awesome.
Hey, folks.
Thank you so much.
Hey, glad to see you guys there. Congratulations. You've done a fine job with Kyle. And again, we look forward to seeing everything that he accomplishes in the future. So congratulations again, Kyle. Okay, well, we now arrive to our top chapter scholarship, the $5,000 Jack Steffen Scholarship. This year's recipient is from North Hunterdon High School, Mr. Austin McHugh. Austin, congratulations. The floor is yours. Tell us what you're thinking. Congratulations. It's a big honor here.
I'm honored and blessed to receive this award, to be recognized by not only the foundation, but North Hunterdon High School as a representative. I want to thank this foundation for presenting me with this award, and I also want to congratulate all the other student athletes that were a part of this year's awards, because everyone worked extremely hard and everyone deserves this.
Thanks, Austin. Thanks so much. And who do you have there watching with you tonight?
I got my parents sitting here with me.
Yeah!
Well, congratulations. This is the fun part of doing this virtually, is we're able to get that instant reaction from our families here. of our top 3 winners. So congratulations, Declan, Kyle, and Austin. Very, very deserving of this award. And I just want to add here now, the picture that we're going to show on screen is with Austin, with our chapter president, Eric Hamilton, with Frank Lucchese of PSE&G, in front of the Roy Van Ness Trophy. Now that trophy is sponsored by PSE&G. The Roy Van Ness Trophy will be at North Hunterdon High School for the next year until next year's dinner, which is our 60th annual dinner. We're very happy for that event. Let me just scroll down a little bit for me, Harry. There we go. A little more. All right. Well, with that, we've reached the end of our virtual program. Once again, we'd like to thank all of our scholarship sponsors. Without their support, this fantastic event would not be possible. A little more here. There we go. Sorry about that. Also, please remember to visit our chapter website throughout the year for chapter updates. As mentioned earlier, a link to the full-length interviews of our Scholar Leader athletes that you watched earlier, they can be accessed by scanning the QR code on your screen now. We'll hold it up there for a few seconds for everyone to get your phone out if you'd like to scan it now. Or for those of us that maybe aren't as tech savvy using QR codes, you can also find these full-length interviews in the comment sections of this video shortly after the conclusion of the event. Well, thank you all for tuning in this evening. On behalf of everyone involved with the chapter, we hope that you enjoyed this virtual event. And we love to close this with one final message, courtesy of U.S. Navy Admiral William H. McRaven.
I am convinced that the game and how we play it is more important today than ever before. I believe the future of this nation may very well rest with the future of this sport. It will rest with you, the players, the coaches, and the fans, to ensure that the American people always see the importance of the struggle on the gridiron. To my father, the gridiron was not just a playing field, it was life and 120 yards of turf. Everything about the game had a lesson. Above all else, he preached that the game deserved respect, and it was respect that made the game worth passing on to your sons and grandsons. It will rest with you to uphold the values of the game to our young men, to ensure they are always committed to fair play, hard work, humility, and respect.
I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass. I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pads. Standing in the huddle, listening to the call. Fans going crazy for the boys that fall. They didn't let just anybody in that club. Took every ounce of heart and sweat and blood to get to wear those game day jerseys down the hall. The kings of the school, man, where the boys are fall. Well, it's turn and face the stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air, all right, yes sir, we want the ball. And it's knocking heads and talking trash. It's slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got us all. The boys are fall. In little towns like mine, that's all they got. Newspaper clippings fill the coffee shops. Young girls will dream about the boys that fall. Well, it's turning face to stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air all around. Yes, sir, we want the ball. And it's knocking heads and talking trash. It's slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got a song. The boys are ball. Well, it's turning faces, stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air all around. Yes, sir, we want the ball. It's knocking heads and talking trash. It's slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got a song.